break duck for the young boy. Turun bellaco. Nah, I'm gonna lower it a little bit because she's gonna blast my earlobes, and then I'm gonna have to borrow some new ones.
Check. Check. What's the vibe?
Me getting my mic around here. I mean, my headphones around here. And, so,
Yo.
you know what's crazy? The last time we
Yeah, go ahead. Say what you gonna say.
Nah, wait till you finish, because some of that... What the fuck doing?
Getting it tighter.
Yo, careful if you fuck up
It's good.
your cable, though.
All right. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say the last time that we sat down and had like a talk like this, like if it was a podcast style type shit in the studio, that was right when COVID hit, like right before.
That's crazy. So it would have been like a week or two after like today, because it was me, you, Roy, and
it was in March.
It was like right before I got laid off too, and I was like, this is nothing.
In March, I know March 15. I think that's why everybody started getting laid off, because that was like the last time that everybody worked. Like, regular jobs or some of the corporate jobs.
I got a thing from unemployment. They sent me some shit. They were like, oh, you just hit a year from your last claim or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was literally like, that was like a day ago. That was like yesterday that I got the email. And I got the email and I'm like, oh shit, it's been a year. So it's literally been a year since that.
That's crazy.
Back when we didn't believe, back when I for me personally, I remember I was like, nah, yo.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be...
They gassing it, because usually like anytime there's like a big thing going on, it's never... Like it never...
Yeah,
becomes what they make it to be. But this thing was like...
Yeah, they're like, no, we just going to close everything out.
We wasn't playing this time.
I got you. Got him. The guy.
Dead ass.
Got him.
Yo, I'm mad. Thirsty.
You think we're being too loud so the neighbors will hear?
I think we chilling.
No, we good. Yeah, this is usually at the volume that I sing my operas in the morning.
Yo, my throat pause is... I need to drink wild liquids. Just in case you guys...
Wild liquor. I was about to, he's really trying to go to La Marina tonight.
Nah, so...
So they get tonight.
For the past...
this summer.
For the past couple of days, I've been sick. That's why I probably sound like this. You probably never heard my voice like this, but I've been sick, and this shit's been whack, but just giving me an opportunity to just chill, stay home, and just like, not have to worry about shit, and just chilling. So, I mean, it's a big blessing in disguise being sick, but we still getting work done. We just put out a song,
Factual.
Literally a few minutes ago. It just dropped, so things are fucking looking good. You see that?
The mug right here.
You know the vibe, baby? We out here, we can't stop working. But anyways, I feel like that was a commercial.
Yeah, can't stop working. I'm trying to clock out. What are you talking about? Can't stop working. That's a lot. We work a lot.
My boy ready to KO after a long day.
Nah, not even. I'll go home. It's still early for me.
Nah, that's a fact.
Just get it in my night. This is when I'm sitting down to like do work.
This is his afternoon. My dude's gonna stay up till like 6 a.m.
1:32 in the morning. That was when I usually be sitting down. Like, all right, let me get some work done.
Not bad. Yo, I feel like during this whole time, right now, it was the quickest that I ever changed my what's it called? My sleep schedule. Like it was quick. Like, I went from going to sleep at a decent time, and then it's like, see, you've made it to 6. you want to continue wilding out? This is the cutoff.
But I think it's gonna stop once I don't know, once the days start, like the sun starts getting up earlier and shit, like rising earlier, because it's gonna be like by 5:30. I think the sun is coming up, and it's like you don't want to be up all night and not enjoy the sun. The days that we got that are good in New York.
I haven't gotten that in a while, and I feel like when I was in that world where I was fucking going to sleep when the light was out and waking up when there was no light,
right?
Which made no sense.
That's what I'm saying.
After I got out of that, like things became more beautiful. But that was a time where it was hard to see the fucking beauty, because it was like I was just in that zone for so long. It was consuming so much that it kind of I don't know. It kind of like squishes you down a little bit.
You talking about pre-COVID, or you talking about like now that you're changing your sleep pattern again?
No, I would say that the last time that my sleep schedule was that bad was when things were not that good for me personally. So like that was when that I didn't perceive as good at the moment. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that all just builds up in me, and I get that knowledge that I need to in that moment. But that was when I was doing fucking overnights.
Oh yeah, I remember that when they had your shit. Like you'll be
Wild.
opening one day and then closing the 2 days later or some, I don't know, some weird shit. I'm like,
Big
damn.
challenges like that. Yo, I would have a shift until 7, sometimes 8 in the morning. I have a shift until then. I'll knock out when I get home, maybe 9. Sometimes it ended up being 10 because I'm just like, yo, I need to take advantage of every moment that I have outside of this fucking place.
Yeah.
So like
you were still recording like often and shit back then?
no, I was not recording as much as I have been recording for quite some time now.
I mean, with COVID and everything.
Exactly. But yo, when I was in that fucking like vortex of fucking the same old thing.
Yeah,
that shit, yo, any moment of time that I got to myself to like fucking do whatever it was, I was trying to grasp that shit because yo, shit could get fucking rough because yo, I don't know, I just feel like your body's not supposed to be like fucking
not
going through that much stress all at once.
That, but it's like it's also what the fuck we were talking about before.
Sleep schedule. Like basically what I was trying to get to was just like I feel like the fact that I've replaced it being that vibe with this vibe, like I'm already feeling good because I'm not putting my body through as much stress.
No, of course,
even though it is that time, it's kind of reassociating my idea with that time and that sleep schedule. Like I'm still doing healthy things. I'm still getting up.
You mad close. I kept getting closer. I'm like, yo. Nah, but I definitely see what you're saying. But yeah, how you were saying like when you were in that vortex, how you were saying like it's more difficult for you to just focus on those things because it's like you get out of work and what is there to do? Like I'm trying to remember when I had that schedule.
How long has it been now since you got out of your 9 to 5 grind?
I think in March. I think at the end of March it's gonna be 2 years. Cause I just saw the other day. Snapchat shows you like the stories and shit. It showed me when I incorporated the business. I think the LLC, and that was around right before I quit.
So 2 years.
2 years, and then that's also when I saw like on Snapchat 2 years ago around this time. That's when I got the YouTube plug for 100K. So I'm like, dang, I was beasting back. Like,
and ever since you haven't worked a 9 to 5.
Nah, never since. I'm not going back. That was my plan.
Doing it all through music.
I said I was gonna be like. It's crazy when the assistant manager. No, she was like a supervisor at the time. She interviewed me with the assistant manager, and she asked me. She's like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I'm like, "I'll probably see myself doing the title that you have, like as a supervisor."
You're talking about that when you're interviewing there.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll probably see myself as a supervisor in 5 years, but I see myself with my business, like doing music. And like I was really like upfront back then. Like I was.
But you told them straight up how you felt, like what you wanted to do.
Yeah, it's crazy because I never really.
He wasn't hiding what it is that you wanted
like
to do.
I never kind of did that back then. But it's like looking back at it now, it's like wow, I had every reason to shy away from it.
Just let it go and not do it.
Yeah, to shy away from it and like not be upfront. But it's like something about me just I was really upfront about that.
I
like,
see what you mean.
I felt like I was never somebody that had like a lot of like self-esteem like that.
That's mad affirmative though. Like what if you look at it how like if you look back at it, you were affirming the fact that was what you were gonna do. Because you could have easily said like, yo, nah, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to do this and not bring it out. But the fact that you put that energy out there and you was being affirmative, that energy it has came back to you in other areas.
This crazy thing in 5 years, like I was offered the same position like before, like a supervisor and shit like that. But it's like I never wanted to go up in the tier, like
the position that lady was.
Yeah, I was offered
that she interviewed.
Yeah, I was offered that like a few times, like because I was a good employee, but I was part time, 30 hours. So I'm like, I'm not moving from here because 30 hours I noticed was right in the middle of I could make enough money to pay bills at home and afford to rent out a spot for my studio and buy equipment and do my stuff. So I'm making enough from there where I have a paycheck coming in, but at the same time, I'm making enough in the studio where it's catching up to that paycheck, and eventually it's gonna get to more. So
you already had your studio by the time, and you had your studio and you were working at. I'm saying this for the people that.
No, yeah, because you're right, because the studio.
So before you made your studio, you were still in the bank, and even during the beginning of your studio, you were working at the bank. So during these 2 times, So what was like the last straw of being at the bank? Like what was the moment that you decided like, yo, now's the time?
I mean, I thought about it like a few times, but just like due to like financial, reasons and shit, like I just felt like, I gotta wait a little bit longer. Like, and I don't know, like something in me told me to wait just a little bit longer, and like I felt like I left
So you
at the
felt
right
that
time.
way a few times.
Yeah, because it's like that panned out. Like, it worked for me in terms of like being able to start the business, being able to just quit and have enough money, like cushion money, just in case things didn't go. Shit gets slow and this and that. But I just like, no, you figure it out eventually. Like, once you do shit like that, like, I feel like if you're able to get somewhere, as far as like opening a business or doing something like achieving a fitness goal and stuff like that, if you're able to get as far as that, that's proof to you that you could do a lot of other shit that you probably never thought that you could do. And it's like, you'll figure it out once you get there.
But what was the specific moment? What was the specific moment that you figured like, yo, now I'm leaving? Like, was it like a spark in your head, or was it something that was like, obviously you said it was gradual because you felt that way a few times. But like, what was the moment that you felt like, yo, I'm out, and then you knew it was real at that point, that you was out and you weren't gonna do that again? Like, what was that?
But it's like, I see the question in like two ways, because I feel like it could be in the way like where I put it in my mind that like, that's it, this is not what I'm doing. Or it could be in the way that like I literally like left the job, like, like, that's it, it's my last day here type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So which way?
What I meant is like the moment that you decided, like the moment you put your 2 weeks, basically.
Oh, got you.
Like, what was that? What was the moment that made you put that 2 weeks at that moment? Like that specific moment. What were you thinking? What was the feeling?
To be honest, I think the reason why I did it at the end of March is because my girlfriend's birthday is on March, at the end of March. So I'm like, I felt like we had plans, or I wanted to do something. So I'm like, just in case this is the last like paychecks that I'm gonna collect, and that's it. After this, I'm done. And it just, I don't know, it worked out for like tax reasons too. Like, I don't know. But I felt like, I think I was trying to do it like back in December, but with the business, it gets a little bit slow in December and this and that. So then after stuff started picking up again, I'm like, all right, I got this after that. But I feel like way before that, I already knew. I'm like, nah, this is dope. Like, like, nah, this shit, But I still kept doing my stuff, putting that work. You kind of like, you're already decided on that it's like, nah, this is dope. I'm not going back for that.
So there'll be so many stories of like, because it was so recent and so fresh that I could get into so much detail about like the feelings in those moments and shit like that. So I kind of have to like, how would I say, kind of bring them out. Condense it a little bit. But all right, so the feeling when I got the biggest feeling was like, yo, I'm not going back, like, no matter what. Yeah. I'm not going back to that life, no matter what.
That's fire.
I felt that way, but every day I'm also building upon that.
A little bit more,
and reinforcing it and making sure that every move that I make during the day, every single day is an opportunity for me to get closer, to get to my goals. Not even get closer, because my goal is not to get closer. My goal is to get to the goals. You know what I'm saying? So basically, man, shit, that's a hard one. So after I got laid off the second time, I didn't quit. This is what happened. So they were about to close restaurants again.
Oh yeah, I remember.
This is like December. They were about to close restaurants again. It's about to be a dub. There's not gonna be much business. There's not gonna be no business in the restaurant. But guess what? The hotel that I was working at. Sorry if anybody's watching from the hotel. I don't mean to put your stuff on blast. I'm not gonna say nothing about where it is and shit like that. But basically, during this time, you wasn't supposed to dine in. But the job that I was working at, they will still let people dine in. They just say that they're closing their restaurant, like the restaurants are closed. But what they will do is they will open the door in the back, and there was a door. They open the door in the back and say that it's outdoor seating. But guess what? The whole time you're indoors, so there's gonna be a bunch of tables going at once, and they don't turn nobody down if they want to eat in the restaurant that's staying in the hotel or that come in whatever. They don't turn nobody down like nah, because they need money. Because COVID has been crazy for them, so they're losing business. Nobody's traveling and shit like that at this point, right?
True.
There's not that many people traveling, but things are picking up. Things are getting busy. So things are getting busy. Like work is getting back to like pre-COVID days. Like it started feeling like that. You know what I mean? Pre-COVID days were like how busy and crazy my job was.
Earlier.
Mm-hmm. So look, so that's what happened. Back to the point. See, because the story is a big story.
Yeah.
Because so fresh into that.
We here for all the stories, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, they're about to open up the restaurant. I mean, they're about to close, my bad. They're about to close the restaurants in New York City again. This is in December. They're about to close the restaurants again, which means that they're sending everybody from the restaurant home, all the workers from the restaurant. So guess what? The tables that are outside, the tables that are inside, but the door is open, so it makes it outdoor seating. Yeah. All the people dining there, I'm gonna have to take care of them. And sometimes it's only me, or sometimes it's only somebody else, or sometimes it's only me and somebody else. And guess what? We're doing room service, which is downstairs.
Yeah.
And then we have to go up to the rooms. We also have to take care of the people in the restaurant that are there. There can be fucking 5, 6, 7 tables at a time. But guess what? The hotel's not turning them down. They know they only got us. But they're calling us like, yo, we got somebody here. Now, guess what? They never taught me how to wait tables or anything like that. So I didn't know where they kept the shit. Basically everything, it was having 2 jobs at once. And that's where, like, when I was working for the 3 months previous to that, and we were doing that same type of that same fucking working on 2 jobs. While we were doing that shit was so rough, and that shit, sometimes we have to stay extra. Like, it was insane because they don't turn nobody down. They don't be like, nah,
of course, they're trying to get that money.
Yeah, and even if there's only one worker there, like, oh, you got to find a way to wait these 7 tables while you getting 3 or 4 room service calls at the same time. I'm one person. How the fuck am I gonna do that? And guess what? On top of that, I don't know how to do this job. I'm winging it. I'm trying to fucking keep my composure. No. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best for this hotel while remaining professional, because I have that extra. Okay. I have 5-star hotel. I have that extra added.
Got you.
Where it's like, nah, if you fucking up and things are going crazy, you better fucking hold your composure, because
facts.
You know,
you can't. It's not the customer's fault at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's not.
You definitely right, because it's like, I definitely hit points like that in my old job that I was like, nah, like, it's not even about, like, you know, because just how you're saying, like, I felt like I took my job, like, very serious and stuff. Like, I really, like, you know, like, I really, like, gave it my all, because it was customer service at the end of the day. So it's like, you deal with people that need the help, and it's like local people. So it's like, you definitely want to help them. You know, you got all sorts of type of people coming in. But the point is like, I got to that point too where it's like you feel like you're getting taken advantage of, because it's like you're such a good worker.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this could do this. All right, what else could he do? And it's like, oh, we short staffed. Oh, put Lewis in there. He'll handle it because he's handled it before. Yeah. So then when you start getting there, it's like, that's when you're like, nah, like, this shit is not, like, you know.
It's just crazy. I can't even lie though.
That's when it switches in your head, like, nah, this is not it.
Yo, I can't lie. Like, every thing is, everybody in that job was trying their best, yo. Everybody was,
and it's sad though,
going above and beyond, yo. And even with all the help that was around, all the good vibes, yo, it was good energy there, yo.
Yeah.
All the good vibes there.
Held yourself down and shit.
Helping each other out and shit like that. So it was all good vibes, but at the same time, it's just like, yo, we're all trying to provide for ourselves, and so it just makes sense. What the fuck was I about to say?
It was just like everybody holding each other down and
everybody was holding, but even with that, it was just like still overwhelming.
No, I know. I've been there. Yeah, I know what it's like to have like a good team of people, but like it's just stuff situation. I mean, you guys were in a really bad situation, but the hotel definitely wasn't handling it to the best of their ability.
The crazy part, we fucking made it through, and we had some good times in between. Like that, yo, honestly, I can't even say. I wouldn't regret a moment.
Yeah, with me.
Yo, all that crazy shit. Yeah. I wouldn't regret a moment, because in that crazy shit was like times that you will never forget. Times that I might forget it right now. I may not be able to come off top with it. But when I see that person, when somehow I reach that same vibe again, guess what? Damn. That shit's a memory, and that shit sticks with you, and that shit's just like a happy memory. Like it's just like, yo, this is a snapshot of my life. That's you know what I mean? It's kind of like a picture that we put in the storage of our fucking hearts, you know?
And it's like to be able to, you know, have that moment with somebody that is like a old coworker that a lot of times you don't even keep in contact anymore, but like you guys are still like one of my old coworkers FaceTimed me the other day. You remember Mo? From Mo Frat? Yeah. Bro, he FaceTimed me. He was like buying a new cologne like somewhere upstate. He's like, yo, bro, like, what do you think of this one? Yeah, I'm like, yo, we were FaceTiming after like hadn't spoken to. I mean, we have each other like on IG and stuff, but it's like we don't talk like that. But it's just it's just like regular days, just like, yeah, on a FaceTime call. I've never FaceTimed this guy before. And it's like, we chilling and shit. We talking,
that's crazy though.
I'm helping.
In 2021, that's crazy because I don't pick up no calls. I don't pick up no FaceTime. Like there has to be, for me to even do that for somebody, there has to be a certain level of rapport because I'm not going to do that. I don't even, like at some point it's like, I almost don't even know you from how long it's been. Bro. You know what I mean? But it's awesome. Like you said, it's awesome just to have those moments where it's like, yo,
that, but it's like sometimes it's just us. We put in, on ourselves, and it's like sometimes you just gotta be open because it's like I could have easily I could have been like, oh, I'm busy or this and that, but it's like I'm like, nah, he's FaceTiming for he probably needs something, whatever. But the funny thing is, he's like, so he's looking at the colognes, he's like, yeah, yo, what do you think about this one? He's like, oh yeah. He puts some on. He's like, yo, yeah, it's a pussy magnet. I'm gonna get this. He ended up getting like 2 or 3 colognes or something like that.
That's
like,
hilarious.
That's dope. I'm like, but it's like
he kept it real. He kept even himself.
Those few minutes there, I'm like, yo, like when this dude comes down to New York City, like we gotta chill because it's like, yo, that was a vibe. Like we gotta get a drink or some shit at a bar. Like it's just, and that's somebody that I met probably like it's been 10 years, over 10 years definitely from that shit.
That's crazy. Yo, all right, so
Jinx, you owe me 3 coats. Nah, I don't drink.
But back to the story. So I still haven't even got to the part where I was telling you that where I actually wanted to, like, I knew that it was time to leave, right? So basically, so again, everything's about to close. Cool. About to close again. But I'm like, yo, I can't deal with that shit again. Like as much, yo, we still getting help. Even without us even working the restaurant, just doing room service. So at that point, I'm just like, yo, room service picked up. Like room service got to like basically the way that it like used to be pre-COVID. It was spiking because people were traveling more. People weren't that worried no more. And it was Christmas and all that. People are like getting back to normal and shit like that. You know what I mean? So the fact that they're about to close it and shit is already crazy in rooms, so I'm like, nah. Like now I'm gonna have to do the restaurant again. After all the craziness that I told you that I wouldn't trade it for the world, but that shit was so rough that the only way you could get through is really just the good energy. Fact. You know what I mean? Yeah. Feeding off of other people, all that good energy, right? So I'm like, yo, shit's about to be crazy. Shit's about to be wild. I'm not doing this shit again. I could be working on my music all the time like I used to. So that thought crept in my mind. I could be working, quarantine.
Could be doing so many other things.
I'm like, yo, quarantine. Yo, I love that shit. I went crazy. I still got songs that I don't even remember that I recorded.
That's true.
And I got that many songs that I could listen to it now, and it's like I recorded that shit right now because I don't remember anything of it. Right? So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get back to that. Hold on. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, doesn't that feel good when you worked on so many things like back to back that you even lose track of it and you go back, you're like, oh shit, it's like a little gift that you left for yourself. Like, yo, peep this shit that you did this day. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
Nah,
I was bugging out.
That's a fact.
But yeah, my bad. What were you saying?
But
you was going in on COVID with the songs. You have songs that you haven't.
So I was thinking like, yo, I want to go back to that. Like I'm good. I want to go back to that, right? But I wasn't really. Yeah, I guess I was thinking about it, and then yo, fuck, what happened? Oh, okay. So the day I wasn't even thinking about it like that. But then the day came where okay, it's real. They about to close it. This is the last weekend. Everybody's cleaning. Like everybody from the restaurant has to clean up the station, put shit back like how it used to be. Like basically rearrange the whole system that they had going on. So it got real. So then, so basically, I found out. I think that they had. Oh, my boy told me they laid him off. Right, Ray. They told me they laid him off, and I'm like, holy shit. Nah, you deadass laying somebody off when we need that person now more than ever because it's about to go crazy. Because before it was only me and one other person. Now we have me, another person, and another person. But now they're thinking they're about to lose money. So they're cutting back on people.
Already?
And losing money, because of the restaurant. So they let go of the restaurant. The restaurant's last day was that weekend, right? Wow. Because Monday is about to be over for the restaurant. No more restaurant. So then they cut somebody on my team. That he wasn't even part of the restaurant. Oh, so now I'm going to have to do the restaurant and everything else with my boy. We cool. We did it before. We got this. But guess what? We don't need to. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
And basically the reason why he's still not working there right now is because they didn't pay him extra. He was
overtime.
Exactly like how it used to be before. So when we came back, we had 2 weeks.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
So when I first came back, after the first time that I got laid off, we were getting good money, yo. We were getting double pay. Plus tips.
Wow.
So we were getting about $30 an hour. So we came out with a couple racks the first 2 weeks. After that, I started dwindling. And then as shit started cooling down, making no money, and then shit started picking back up, but we still wasn't making that much money. So they were like, so we're not getting much from being like, we could be getting more probably doing unemployment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So me and my boy, they're trying to figure it out. He's like, yo, like I'll stay. I don't care. I'll do all that shit. Like he that's my dog. That's what's his name? That's James, my boy from the studio.
Yeah, got you.
That's him. That's my dude, yo. Like straight up, that's my dog, yo. For real, like we fucking did it, and he was ready to do that shit again. And he was basically asking me like, "Yo, you ready? Let's fucking do it." Like he's basically like trying to see if we're about to do this shit. And then I'm like, "Yo, I had a day or two where I wasn't complete. Like I'm not even there yet, but I was in complete shutdown mode. Like I couldn't think of nothing but this. I couldn't think of nothing but it because here's where it goes. So back to the part of the story where it got real. People, they're about to start leaving. Everybody from the hotel. Everybody from the they laid off my dog, my boy
James,
my boy Ray. They laid off Ray, so it's only gonna be me and James working everything. And then they laid off everybody from
the restaurant.
From the restaurant.
Wow.
Yo. So at that point, yo, I'm just like, I go up to like clock out to like not clock out, but like get taken out of the system for the day and shit like that. So I go up. And then I'm talking to the manager. He ended up being my manager in my job, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he starts talking and he's like, I'm trying to figure out what's gonna go on, and he finally broke it, and he's like, yo, like I just laid off somebody, but it's unofficial. Don't tell nobody. I just laid this dude off.
But he had already told you.
No. Okay. My boy already told me. I already knew.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe if it might have been like that. It might have been a little detail different, but I don't remember at this point because I'm living this life. But so basically he's like, yo, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Basically it's going to be just like it was before. All these vacations that y'all put in for, all these holidays that y'all was going to take that I had approved or whatever, you throw them out. Forget about it. We can't because now we're going to be, things are going to be like how it was before. And you know how it was or whatever. So then I'm like, yo, I finally got a New Year's approved to be not at work. Yo, bro. Last year, I was at work New Year's in the overnight. That was the first time I ever had to do that. And that time, I told myself, yo, this is the last time I'm ever working on New Year's. I'm never gonna work again on New Year's. And in my head, that's the way I put it out there. Is like, yo, I'm doing this music from now on. I told myself after that New Year's, like there's not gonna be another New Year's that I'm gonna be at a place that I fucking hate. So it turned out that way. Where it's like, yo, like. He basically telling me, nah, it's dub. It's a dub.
That was around December time?
Yeah. So he's like, basically, yo, it's a dub. Like everything that whatever. Wow. You're probably you're basically gonna be working all these days.
7 days a week type shit?
Wild shit. Probably not, but then we're not gonna give New Year's off, and then we're not gonna give they need you. So
that's crazy.
So he says that, and he's like, yo, like if y'all like, I forgot how he words it, but he's basically like, oh, I don't want to ask for too much of y'all, so like just let me know, like if y'all cool with some shit like that. Just let me know, like if I forgot how he worded it, but he's like, yeah,
if y'all
like,
got any issues with that,
yeah, like
fuck yeah, I have every issue with
he
that.
said like basically like, yo, if you have issue with that, then you know, like you don't have to do it. And like basically throwing in that choice, and I don't know in what tone he said it and whatever, but the way that I registered it in that moment was like, oh, I have an out. I don't have to do this shit. Right, so I got that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's the out, because it's like if they wilding out. So they take all your vacation pay or your approved days. I'm out. Like I need this
exactly. And so then I felt that option. I saw that option there, and I'm like, oh shit, but I didn't say nothing in that moment because everything was so.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing in that moment, which I should have, in order to make the next 2 days easier for me. The next 2 days. Yo, I was going crazy in my head because I had texted him when I got home that same day, like, yo, like, I don't feel comfortable no more. I don't feel comfortable with the situation with the whole COVID. I'm putting it on COVID because, yes, COVID.
But technically it was that because
exactly,
you guys are being overworked because of COVID.
It's called, exactly. It all goes together. So I'm like, I bet. I text him that, and then he don't respond because it's the weekend. He's off. He don't respond. So I'm going crazy in my head, and I text him again because, like, yo, I'm giving you my my thing. I'm not gonna be here on Monday, so you better figure out what you're gonna do on Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I text him again, and he's like, yo, he said something like, yo, let's talk about this when we get back on Monday or whatever. And then I'm just like, yo, fuck, whatever. So I was talking to a few people that at the job. I'm like, yo, like, how could I, like, yo, I really don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable at all. Like, I don't even know how to put this into, like, my feelings into words in this moment. I spoke to somebody. They gave me some really good advice. I ended up emailing the people in charge, right? I tell them, basically, like, yo, I don't feel comfortable with what's going on. I see that you've laid people off already. In case you need to lay more people off, I would like to be included. That was the gist of it. And then I got an email back saying, okay, we understand, have a good holiday. And they give me some more information with everything that I have to do to file and shit like that. So it ended up working out because I was able to be honest with myself, honest with other people. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And just like knowing enough is enough. And like I know a lot of people would look at it as like, damn, yo, you had something and you just and you didn't care. You didn't care enough to, like, not even that. I mean, you didn't appreciate, but guess what? I appreciated every moment there and everything. But it's at a certain point, it's like, if I'm appreciating something so much, that appreciation needs to be shown outwards. And it was. But it's just like, it was not even in their control. Just everything's going on. It just still wasn't enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like,
it's not where I want to be to begin with. Like, with my goals. So, like, why would I?
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Am I even being appreciated, like, for all the things that I'm doing? Because, like, at the end of the day, like you're saying, like, sometimes we be with these people, like, so long. Like, we work so many hours with these people. Like, we see them more than your family. So, it's like, we hold each other down and stuff. But it's like, if I'm not getting the same level of respect and, like, love and support and stuff from the higher ups or whoever, like, in the work field, like, it's a dub. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's why I put myself in that position.
And jobs like that, the fact that you provide for yourself, the fact that you, like, just having a steady income is so comfortable because you're able to live a certain life in that moment that you get comfortable. And let's say you don't have a plan or whatever, you don't have money saved up or whatever, like, the fact that you're in it and that you need to, even no matter what's going on, it could be the worst fucking job, but you stick to it because you got no other option. You know what I mean? At this point, yo, like, I have, like, look where we're at. Like, I have responsibilities, and I've made it in my life. I made my life the fact that I also have to have responsibilities because I want to push myself above and beyond. You know what I mean? Yeah. So also, but it was just like at a certain, I forgot my point.
How work could be so, like, you like in this thing where it's like you have to work for that paycheck because you got bills to pay and you don't got money saved up. So it's like, it's not that you're not appreciating that life, but, like, at the same time, it's like, when are you gonna appreciate yourself? I guess that's where you were at. Like, I felt like you were saying that you wasn't, you're like, yeah, like, that's cool. Like, I'm putting in the work and this and that. And, like, I love the homies that I'm working with, but it's like, if I have a gift, that I want to pursue, and it's like, if I'm not being appreciated here, and it's like I'm giving it my all, like, fuck it, like, I got to do something else. I might as well try with the stuff that I'm trying as a gift and stuff, as a hobby or whatever it is, a side thing. Yeah, I think that's where we were at.
Yeah, I kind of got my mind shifted.
You went back there, right, to that scenario. Probably. You started, like, replaying that shit. Like,
I feel like I got so deep into it that it's like, oh, hold on.
That happens, yeah. But that's kind of interesting how you, like, damn, like, you look back at it and you're like, damn, I really went through a lot of shit. Yeah. To fucking get here.
Yeah. For sure.
That's when you appreciate it.
Things can feel traumatic. Yeah. Like, people think trauma is just like a physical thing happening or whatever. Facts. Like, trauma could be so many things, yo.
A lot of shit. A lot of different things.
I feel like it took me a while to finally get my mind off of, like, yo, they might call me back. They might this. It took me a little while to get off of that vibe, and now it's like I made this my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm deprogramming all the shit that I had programmed. Even that short amount, like 3 months that I went back. You know what I mean? There was obviously some shit that I had to, like, deprogram, just because coming back from that intensity and shit like that, I had to, like, step back and, like, refocus, regain. Even if I was focused already for what I needed to be at that time.
Got you.
It's like refocus to this lens. You know what I mean? To this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How you felt, like, having that extra time on your hand. Like, what do you do with the extra time? You slept, you worked on music, how you felt, like, you felt tired, you felt, like, down, you felt like, excited, how you felt like
I
throughout
can't. This
first few months.
This second one, I can't even recall. Like, I feel like it's been quick so far too. Like it feels like it was just yesterday,
Bro.
but at the same time, it's like I know it was a little bit more time than that. But it's like, yo, ever since I'm like loving each moment so much, it just feels like one big moment. You know what I mean?
Facts, yeah,
you
I
get
see
what
what
I'm saying?
you're
Big talk. You get what I'm trying to say?
That's that big talk. Big.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Nah,
I
I definitely understand what you're saying.
feel like I still haven't even completed my. I guess I did complete my question. Because that was the biggest feeling that I had of like not coming back, but I wasn't even sure then that I wasn't gonna go back when I had sent the email and stuff like that. Remember that I told you? So at that point, like it was more like I did it, and then I still had to let that sink into my head. You know what I mean? And sink into my head and know that, oh no, it's 100%. I'm not planning to go, but now that I'm not trying to do this right now, it's like no, I'm not trying to do this at all. You know what I'm trying to say?
Gotcha.
So like that feeling came on a little bit more, and it was just like I had to put it in my head, like, yo, no matter what, I'm not going back, and I'm gonna figure out how that's gonna make sense. No matter what, I'm gonna figure that out, and I'm gonna make sure that I do everything in order to do that. Which is like I set that intention, and also now I'm just living that intention. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily thinking about that all the time. I'm not even thinking about that now. It's just like, yo, continue to do it, have fun while you're doing it, continue to get better, keep doing things that's gonna make you get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like everything right now is just about growth, and not only in this area, growth in general, but like since that is like my business, that is my career. That's what I want my life to be. I guess you could say
Just living in the moment type shit.
Yeah, living in the it allows me. I feel like the most time to be in the moment. You're
in flow. You're in flow. Mm-hmm. I be fucking reading all them books and shit about it, trying to figure that shit out. But like, yeah, when you're in flow, you living in the moment. You're enjoying every second of everything. You know, I mean, some things might be a little bit not as good as others, but
also it even gives you like space to learn how to enjoy the shit that you don't even enjoy.
There's a balance about it and shit. Like, yeah, they talk about all that shit. There's a balance of it. Like, how can you tell something feels good if you never had something bad happen to you? If you've never been sad, how can you tell that you're happy, excited?
It's the light in the dark.
You gotta experience both. But that's also what,
especially to realize what it is that you want to focus on.
Damn, I'm trying to think of something that I was reading on my Audible. They mentioned they get reading. They mentioned it in my Audible. But
reading on my Audible.
You know what I'm saying?
What were you reading?
But the book that I'm listening to, he's basically talking about how like every moment, take it for what it is. Like, it's a good moment or a bad moment, but it's like you gotta take it for what it is, because it's like you're not gonna be there for a long time. Not for a long time, but it's like you're not gonna have it forever. You have the good times and you have the bad times. So it's like you gotta experience both, and you know, you gotta accept it for what it is. Because that's the thing, is like if you that's what he was hitting at. Is like if you don't accept those things or that moment for what it is, if you're sad because a family member passed away, you're sad about it, and it's like, yeah, like damn, like it hurts, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you gotta accept it. You gotta see the best, you know, not the best of it, but it's like you gotta see it for what I think is like when somebody passes away. It's like you gotta see it as the great moments that you had with that person, right? Because at the end of the day, all we have is experiences with people, and it's like if you know, if somebody passes away, it's like at least there's something good. It's like, damn, I was able to meet this person and connect with this person and live with this person. I'll do this with this person. So it's like even when they pass away, but it's like, you know, everything must die type shit. It's like just how everything is good, like that person is here, like, you know, we having a relationship is good. And then we break up. It's like, damn, that person is no longer there.
But you think things always gotta be like that, though?
With what?
I guess.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's always like that. But it's up to you to decide how you handle that.
Like which direction you take it?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like there's gonna be times you're gonna be sad. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be irritated. But it's like that's for you to pick it up. Like, nah, like, you know, I might be. And you know, if you think about it, most of the times that you feel those ways, it's because you replaying old scenarios in your mind. Like, oh, like my girl's doing something weird because she had done this in the past, or she had a coworker or something, you know, just like scenarios like that. It's like sometimes you make things bigger than what they are because you're replaying those scenarios and you're not focusing on the now.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking of the past. So you're not living in the present. So you're not taking the moment for what it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So then when you do that, you stay stuck in the negative thinking, because it's like, oh, bad, like, oh, she's doing this, now I'm gonna do this, or like that, oh, she, or whatever, she's, you know what I'm saying? It could be any situation like that, but it's like that's where you're supposed to be like, nah, like I'm falling to that negative pattern, and it's like, let me switch that. Let me, like maybe this is not happening. Maybe I'm just putting stuff in my head because this happened in the past, or I heard this that happened with someone else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, so you're gonna have the good times, bad times, but it's up to you how you take it.
Facts. Man, speaking big facts out here. Drinking out the Indigo cup.
Big talk.
I say you finished your tea?
Yeah.
Lit. All right. How did you start making music?
That's interesting. I actually started, I don't know if I ever told anybody. I'm probably sure I told people, but like friends, but not like on camera or something like that. So I'm about to turn off the camera so I could discuss it.
You on camera?
Nah.
I didn't even know you
Whoa. Bella. To be honest, the earliest time I could remember is me being probably like around 9, 10, 11 years old. And we had my father bought us a computer. He bought the family a computer. So my brother Tony, my older brother, he downloaded Fruity Loops somehow. I don't know where he found it. He found it on a website or something. That was Fruity Loops like 3 or Fruity Loops 3.5.
Why did he download it?
I don't know. He was just on the computer. Like we used to download games. We had aims. Like we we could get online or we.
How much older is he than you?
That's a good question. I don't know. Let me see if I could think quick math. 7 years.
7 years older?
Years. Yeah.
All right. So your older brother, how old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who,
how
me?
old were you at that moment?
Nah, I'm playing. Now you ask me how old am I now? Or?
No, how old were you at that time?
I was like 9, 10, or 11.
9, 10, 11. So that means your brother was
like
16, 17, 18,
yeah,
19, 20, 30, 21.
So on the lines. But he found the program and he downloaded it. And we were messing with it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But like, I didn't know how to do anything on this. So I'm like, that's cool. But then one day, I think one of my cousins, Wandy, you met him before.
Yeah.
He did like a little reggaeton pattern on it. And I'm like, oh shit.
How did he even know about that?
I have no idea. He was always smart for stuff like that. Like he would just figure shit out. Like you give him a computer, he'll figure some shit out. Like he'll play.
That's how we were as kids, yo. I don't know how we used to fucking play emulators and like the MySpace shit, putting the pictures everywhere.
We had no YouTube back then or Google.
Nah, for real.
Yo, we got fucking.
I think we just learned from people. Either that or we just figured it out. I don't know which one, but like, how the fuck can you figure something like that? Somebody had to know, and then they told you, and for some reason it made sense to you. So, and like it didn't take much.
I think we used to read. Yeah, we used to share a lot of information actually.
We did, yo.
Because it's like I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, that was really how it was. Like we'll print the fucking cheat codes for the video.
Everything
games,
was fucking word of mouth too. Like at that point, it was like I feel like I don't know, man.
There was no media to stream audio or like video like that on the internet. There was no bandwidth for that.
There was social media but there was social media, but there wasn't social media with everything that it has now. You know what I'm saying? So like on MySpace, we couldn't upload videos and shit like that, right? You could only have it from a website and then you embed it in your thing. So that's an extra step, an extra couple steps to get media out there. You know what I mean? Now it's like you just upload the video and it's there. You could put a couple. So that's type. That's a few dimensions. That's type. That's video. Like it's a bunch of dimensions in the computer. You know what I mean?
That and it's like back then it was like more like just sign my guest book when you pass by my Facebook.
That was the thing.
Yeah, like my guest book. You don't remember? I never understood what it meant. I guess if you go visit somebody's page,
I remember the wall.
Yeah, it was some bullshit like that. Like, sign my wall. Like, put a heart.
Just showing love. Just came to your page, just showing love. Hope everything's good. Holla at me anytime. My aim is this. There was no DMs back then, so whatever you're doing, just like out there in the open. But
MySpace could message.
They did have messages. I don't know. Me, I was wilding. I'll just be putting in the comments like, I literally had like fucking. I just went through the depths of MySpace, found mad girls that were mad pretty.
Damn.
Dog, I used to add all of them, and on each of them, after I add them, each single one, I probably had that shit copied and pasted. I'll put it in and I'll put like their name on it or some shit like that. I'm like, yo, what's up? Just passing by your wall.
Damn.
Just passing by your wall to say what up. Be talking to girls that I'll never meet, but also talking to girls that I would in the future meet and shit like that. So she was wild, like the way that things were. So
that's facts,
it was such harder, but such easier too, because there was nothing like it at the moment, at the time.
Yeah,
you know
that shit was so fresh. You need the internet and shit.
Now it's like everybody has so much access that like you see a girl that you think she's fire, but guess what? Ain't no way you could reach that fucking girl, because you know why? She got 80,000 million jillion followers. So guess out of that amount of followers, guess how many people are DMing them? And imagine how lucky you would be to like even get through and for her to see it. She might not even respond. So now just so many filters and layers to like trying to date online or trying to date on Instagram, I would say.
It's the same with everything, just more competition and shit with the internet.
Yeah, man. Like a lot of people being seen. A lot of people are getting opportunities because they've been seen and shit like that. So that's the kind of cool part about social media.
They know the game has changed and shit.
Yeah, man. I feel like every single person is their own business now. You know, because the reason why is because everybody got their fucking resume up there. You know what I mean? The resume is like what they do on social media, basically. Nowadays, like if you live that type of life where you know you want your career to be something self-generated. You know what I mean?
You have to, yeah. It's crazy, but gotta put in that work, the mañana work, the content work.
Yeah, I don't even know where we started with this conversation.
Yeah, we were talking about how I started making music. Yeah, so it was somewhere along the lines of he downloaded FL Studio, but then it wasn't there because after that
he said one day he started making some beats.
Yeah, he made a beat, and I'm like, yo, that's interesting. I didn't know you could use it for that. But I used to love listening to the demo projects, like demo files that they'll have, and I'm like, damn, like these people making crazy, like really good music. Most of it was like trance, techno music.
Where was that?
Hip hop. FL Studio, like when you downloaded this demo projects that you open of people like that make songs, their beats.
So they're showing you how they made it and shit, like where the buttons are and shit.
Showing the features that the program offers and like what it's capable of doing, like automation, all that stuff, like new updates, new plugins they're using. Point is, so like I used to like that, and I used to listen to the project files. And I'm like, damn, that's dope. And I think after that, our computer crashed or something happened. We we got rid of it, or I just lost interest in it, and I never used that for a while. But then my brother was always like, he had a system and shit, like a stereo system or something. Like, you know, we were always like listening to music. So he bought like a DJ set. He started DJing. And then after that, that's when I started like, I got into it. Then after that, we started like, I started doing little parties, and then we started like doing mixes. Remember we used to be remixes? Yeah. Like put acapellas and instrumentals and stuff.
It was nice though.
Yeah, we were like,
for our age, and for like just like nobody teaching us how to do this, us just figuring it out, but also sharing the information. Like if I had a question, I'd ask him like, "Yo, how you did this on this mix?" Yeah. Like they'll show you.
Yo, like what sound you use? I remember. We used to exchange sounds like the little horn.
Yo.
Little stuff like that. Like,
effects. They'll have like, I think at that point you could only put like 8 effects. Yeah. You load them up, or like 4, and you like load them up on the side for whenever you wanted to use. But you had to be there looking at that shit. Like you could be recording a mix. Like you could record the same mix a few times just to put one thing on that shit. And if you miss that shit, you gotta start your mix all over again.
That shit was the worst. We used to like. You had to be such on time with that shit because it was live. Yeah, it was recorded live.
It also made you get so much more into it too, because
really good
you had to get in the moment. I feel like that in a way, those are like, since they were such new technologies, like I guess that wasn't like that virtual DJ. That was a new technology because it's virtual. It was a virtual DJ. So like for us, like I forgot what the fuck my point was in the bit.
Damn. Nah, I was you were saying that like we did so much with what we had available, and like the way we used to share information, like it was so.
And it got us so into it too.
But yeah, so going back to that, so that's how I got like, you know, we started doing remixes, and like then I'm like, I came to a realization. I'm like, the reason why I like doing remixes is because like I might like an instrumental, I might like that beat, sounds dope, but like I just like manipulating the sound of it. So it's like, what's the most that I could do to manipulate the sound? Fucking make my own music. Yeah. And then after that, you know, you just keep going.
That's
it's
crazy.
Like, it's a snowball.
Wait, so that was like a conscious thought that you had, or was it like...
I knew it. I'm like, yo, like I just thought about it one day. I'm like, yo, what is it that I like about music? Like something about music. I'm like, hey, it's interesting to me.
Yeah, that's dope.
But it's like growing up, I was never good at playing any instruments. Like my brothers, they're good at playing the guitar, tambora, like they good with percussion.
That was your instrument.
My dad is great with the accordion, the guitar. Like he's dope, but it's like, I don't have much, but mine was like the electronic music and figuring shit out with that, and then, you know, figuring things out.
And at the end of the day, it makes sense too, because you were born in that era. You were born right.
Yeah, exactly.
When everything switched, you were born right then.
That's true.
Like, and you know, not even that you were born, you were coming up in that same exact movement.
While
that
I was
movement.
coming up.
So it makes sense that became your instrument. That's what I feel like a lot of people don't even realize. That it's like, cool,
That's true.
There's these real instruments and shit like that, but this is an instrument that it takes just as much energy and time to learn, except in a different way, because you're physically learning how to do some shit, and it's very, you know, it can be complicated like that if you've never done it. But people learn at the end of the day. You like people pay to learn what you know. People, you know what I mean? Like
real.
it is a skill. It is a skill, just a different type of skill, you know?
Yeah, and look, we picked that shit up like on ourselves. And I remember, back then we had forums. Shout out to DJ Sicario. I don't know if he's still like doing music, but that boy, he helped me down, because it's like he was from Puerto Rico.
And but that was getting sounds for beats?
Yeah, I was getting sounds from him. Like I just found him on a forum, I think, and I asked him a question, and he was mad cool. Like we linked, and he was doing remixes, and he was dope with it. And I'm like, damn, like, and I learned a lot from him. But like, he was always like helping me out, looking out. Like he's like, oh, this how you download this how you install this, cracking fucking plugins, bunch of shit, bro. And it's like he was crazy.
Older, like what?
Yeah, he was older. Yeah. He was probably like.
You said he was from PR.
Yeah, he was probably like from 3 to 7 years older than me, I guess. But he was like somebody that was growing up with it, but he was a little bit more knowledgeable. So like, I reached out to him and he put me onto the game, and he's like, yo, like he taught me.
And he told me a lot of stuff. He owned that website.
No, he didn't. But then later on, he did open like a few websites and stuff. Like, and I signed up for them and stuff. Like, helped him out and all that. But I don't know if he's still doing music. Fire. But I'm forever grateful for that shit, for him to like, put me on. Cause it's like,
shout out DJ Sicario.
Yeah, DJ Sicario.
Shout out to you.
Back then, it's like you didn't have to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody had to like take the time. But it's like, I guess the internet was so fresh too. It's like, oh shit, I got a message. From where? Oh, from a kid in New York. Or from a kid. Like, oh,
it was worth more.
Yeah, like it was something more like, it was a treat to us.
Also, I feel like since we're young, sorry to cut you off, but since we're younger, it feels different. Like we're also more like, not, I can't say more in tune, but we like, I don't know, maybe in those moments you were more connected and you knew like, yo, like how to connect with people more. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we were around the same age group.
Because at that time we surrounded by people every single day because we're going to school. Yeah. So we were all these people all the time. Not like you could choose to not. Fact. So it's like we're getting all this experience and shit like that. A bunch of experience. So we're like probably becoming like a beast at life. Like we're learning so much. We're sponges. But as you get older, it's more like you don't have that. Like you get that in different ways and different. You get it in different ways and you get it in like shorter amounts and shit like that.
It's all up to you though. Like that shit is a faucet because it's like you can open it as much as you want in terms of like self growth, like learning about yourself, like teaching yourself like new things. Like how we were onto the books, we were onto Napoleon Hill and shit. Like from a while back, like we were like, I don't know what book it got me started with that shit, but it must have been, I think it was The Alchemist that got me on that shit. Like, wait, what the fuck? Like, this is interesting.
I still haven't read that shit.
I haven't read it. It's dope. It's a little story, but it's a story, but you'll definitely see the meaning behind it.
Should I read it or should I listen to it?
It's up to you. If you're a quick reader, I take mad long reading, like, because I like going back, just make sure I
like reading. I like reading because like it forces you.
I'll see if I have a copy. I'll lend it to you.
It like forces you in. You know what I mean? Like you have it as an audiobook. Like I could easily drown something out. If I wanted to, or like subconsciously, I could just drown myself out.
But you got to check that book out because that shit is something else, man. It's not crazy. Like, most of the stuff you already know. Like, a lot of it you know.
Yeah,
but the way it was wrapped.
Like, the way, the way that you received it.
The way it was gift. And for some, for me at that age, I'm like, wow, this is like, I don't know. It's kind of
How old are you when you read it?
I was probably early 20s or 18, 19. I was getting there. I was like at a point in like where I had finished high school. I'm pretty sure. Think so. But I was around that time I felt like around that time I was like, damn, like I don't know. You have like that itch for something that like there's more to than just like, go to school and get a job and this and that. Like something was like calling me for something else. And it's like, I don't know. I got picked it up with books. I figured it out somehow. And I don't know. It played out. But at the same time, having that balance of having fun, doing, meeting new people and all that stuff. But right where we got to rewind because
I forgot.
We keep losing our track.
So you were talking about how you got into making beats.
Yeah, so he helped me out a lot.
DJ Sicario.
Yeah, and then basically from there on, I just kept learning. I got on forums and stuff to the point where like forums didn't even became that popular anymore. It was kind of like more on your own type shit. I remember I did the YouTube channel and uploaded a beat,
Yo,
I did 3 beats, I think, and one of them just blew up. Back then, like it had 250,000.
That was in the beginning of YouTube. I was looking at it the other day when I was talking to Paradise.
Yeah.
I was looking at him like, yo, he uploaded his first video 12 years ago.
Yo, that's crazy.
It was 12 years ago.
Damn,
I'm like,
I
yo,
didn't even think about
12
that.
years ago, YouTube was brand new. Like, it was probably like 2-3 years old.
And I didn't even know
crazy.
what the fuck got me like, yo, like do this. But I'm like, I screen recorded it too. So it's like I packaged it in a way. It's like, yo, look what I could do with this program.
Yo, and screen recording too was I fucking advanced at that time.
And that was the thing, because like back then I feel like we were more like, yo, we want to share this. Like, yo, like I know people that they're starting off and they want to see things like this, because I wanted to see things like that when I was starting off. And it was difficult for me to get access to it. But like with YouTube, I'm like, yo, let me put this out there. And it's like, I know it will spark some creativity or something in other people. And that should just trigger that. I guess that was my way of being DJ Sicario for like younger people, like in a way, because it's
like you were giving it back.
Yeah, giving it back with this,
passing it forward. I guess
passing it forward, using like a platform that emerged and shit. And it's like, fuck it. Yeah, but then I stopped for a while. I started getting into mixing and all that, learning how to record and all that. That shit was a whole another world of itself. But that was the snowball of like me continuing to like learn how to manipulate and control. Like I'm able to package something. I just basically the whole plan is to like be able to create something, package it, and put it out all on all like here, like in-house type shit. Not having to like outsource for recording, mixing, mastering, or producing. Laying vocals, having friends and shit, like everything like that. Just producing songs. So that was like the whole package.
Yeah, we gotta travel the world. That's one of my big goals, like in life. I want to travel. I want to see the world. Like, how could I be in this world and only see a fraction of it? No, I want to see the whole world.
That's how it should be.
I want to get every experience. I want to get everything from this experience. I want to give everything in this experience too. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's it. I'm trying to.
No half-assing here.
You know the vibe?
Yo. Let me ask you straight up.
Oh, yeah. What's up? What's up, man?
But yeah, how you started making music, man?
I started making music.
When it got...
So, I mean, all right. So, I started making music, I would say, around the time that you started making music. We started making music around the same time in terms of, like, the remixes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, doing the remixes, doing the DJ shit. That was, like, the first introduction, really, into, like, I guess you could say, just making music, making my own interpretation of what I wanted the music to sound like and stuff like that. Me altering the music in a way that is like I personalized it. Like this sounds so good to me. You know what I mean? So that was the first time, just like sending mixes to you, Fernando, Jim,
or Benny.
Yeah,
like, shout out to Jim or Benny,
shout
Fernando.
Out my boys, yo, I love you. Those are times I'll never forget.
Are missing anyone? Oh, Danny's song. He
used to make beats.
I think we used to do remixes with Danny's song at some point. I think he used to do some.
What was his shit? Because I know you were DJ Voltage. DJ Voltage, or Benny was Iced Out 180.
What was you?
I was what the fuck? DJ Ugly. I was DJ Ugly.
And DJ Jim, I guess he was DJ Jim back then.
He was DJ Jim.
Fernando was a Ghetto Boy. No, was he the Ghetto Boy, like the screen name to play Xbox and shit?
I think so.
DJ Fox. No, DJ Fox. He was
DJ Fox.
I remember that shit. DJ. Yo, he had the computer.
You had a couple, didn't you? Go ahead. What were we saying? A couple names. You had DJ Voltage.
Really? I had a few.
Oh, you had more?
I felt like I had. You might be right. I think at one point
I don't know.
Put like a stuff.
But what were you gonna say?
Oh, I remember. I think Fox didn't have a drop. None of us had drops because we didn't have mics. We didn't have nobody to do like DJ drops, so we had to record it in DJ Voltage and Fox. DJ Fox. The computer.
Yo. How did he do that? Because I had the DJ Ugly, but it was like DJ Ugly.
We used FL Studio for that shit.
What?
We used to. There's a speech thing that you put it, and that she used to type it to you, bro. We used
I don't
to
even
use
know
that
how
shit
I got
years
it
from today.
Bro. I don't even know how. Yo.
That was the first text to speech.
I wish I still had one of those mixes, yo.
I'm probably fine. Like I had an old hard drive for a bunch of shit. Yo, I'll probably find one.
Like whenever, I don't care when it is, but as long as I know you have it, I'll be happy because those things I do not have, yo.
I'm pretty sure I got some. Because we used to send it to each other.
Those are good
Remember,
times.
we used to send them on MSN. MSN used to open and receive files.
Yeah.
And those receive files, they'll stay in your documents. So any files that you exchange, they'll stay there.
You see, you were always good with computers back then. Me, I've always been like, I don't want to read manuals. I don't know how to use. I don't know how to build a computer. I don't know how to build a computer, whatever. So like, all the shit that was inside the computer, I didn't know what was in there. So like, I don't know how to fucking take the hard drive and know that I could in the future use that hard drive and actually see what's in it. I had no idea, but that's what technology is fire. But I didn't dive that in technology.
But I got a hard drive you gave me. Remember? It's an old hard drive.
You have that shit?
I did a backup to some of the files. I sent you some of the files, and I think there might be some mixes.
Do you still have it though?
I have that backup somewhere. Maybe the hard drive I don't have, but the backup.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't even know what happened to that hard drive. I don't know if like it's still in the computer.
Maybe I do have. I don't know. I have a bunch of hard drives that I gotta fucking clean out because they'll be like hard drives as storage gets cheaper. You like let me buy a bigger hard drive. I can't even
imagine what's inside those folders because that was literally like
conversations.
That was a whole person ago.
Like that's crazy. Like that was us growing up. Like that's a Snapchat of.
Life is as fucking long as you want to make it too. Because like right now, looking back, that shit could be the longest fucking life you ever had. And damn, I'm only this old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like, so imagine like when we're older and we have all those experience plus double this.
Wow.
Like imagine twice what we are right now. That's gonna be like, damn, we've been alive for fucking 30,000 years.
But the thing is, like, the thing that I've been noticing is like it doesn't even feel like I'm that age, like this old. I don't feel like I'm old. I feel young as shit. I got energy, like I'm still like, it's kind of weird because I'm not even working out like that. I should be more active, but I could still pull like 4 hour sleeps and shit, like just running for 4 hours.
I don't think I ever liked that shit. So for me, that was never.
it's not the best, but it's like sometimes you got to do it and shit. But I mean, I don't know. I don't got the energy for partying and shit like that. Like I feel like after I got older, I definitely outgrew that, especially with like drinking and stuff. Like I never.
It's not even something that caused me.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like we were never that. We had our moments and stuff.
I think we liked parties at that age that we started making music. I think we liked parties at that age because it was a social setting. We got to hang out with our boys that we were already talking to them all fucking day through MSN, through AIM. We were already communicating all the time, but then it gives us the opportunity to live experiences with each other.
Yeah.
Go to parties, try to get girls together, get rejected together, bag a girl together. Like it was just like
get drunk together.
Type shit, get drunk for the first time. And sometimes, we were having mad fun at that point. We didn't even drink. Yeah, I think we ended up drinking like later on in life. Like at that point when we
were just kids, bro. We used to go to the park.
We never drank at that age. I remember the first time. I'm gonna tell a story now. The first time that I drank. Sorry to get off topic.
It was with us?
Yeah. No, yeah. But you were there the first time I got drunk. So first time I got drunk, and it was at a family event. I
think you told me, but it's been so long.
So I don't know the first day I got drunk, I had to be like, not even drunk, just lit. I was feeling nice. I might have been like 16. Damn. Might have been 16, maybe a little bit older if I'm not mistaken. But I was 16. I remember I went over. It was Ihra and his girl. They had a baby shower, and it was on 155th. It was on 155th in Harlem. Remember that?
155th in Harlem. That's where they had their baby shower.
It might have been it might have been Bebo. Right. It might have been Bebo or
you know what? I think it was my cousin's baby shower.
It was somebody's baby.
Could have been my cousin's.
Oh wait. This dude
with David.
Cause
for my primita, she about to be like 10 years old. She's older, bro. She's probably like 12 by now.
Yeah, almost. That's crazy.
That was a long time ago.
That was the first time I got drunk.
That was the first time.
Yo, so all right, I'll continue on the story. So it was basically this family's connected in multiple ways. This is just one of the ways, right? So whatever, it's his cousin's baby shower, and we all in there. We all know each other. Like I had met them previously and shit like that, so I already know some of his family. So I know some people there. One of the people is Andrell. One of the people is Louis. Like we all just in there chilling, and it's like, yo, it was a vibe. We all just chilling, having a good time.
Julio,
yo, they have free drinks. They were passing free drinks. Like his family likes to have fun. The other families like to have some. So I get vodka cranberry. I remember the first drink that I had was a vodka cranberry. Right?
Damn.
I had like 2 or 3 of those, and I'm lit, but I'm not fucked up. I'm just lit. I'm having a good. I never experienced this like change of like perspective and shit like that. So I'm like, oh shit, whatever. So we ended up like like a few of us, like it's just because we're all kids, so a few of us just get together and we go outside and we go to the Chinese spot. I think we're gonna get food. We either go to get food.
Wow, I remember that.
We either go to get food or we just go to sit down at the Chinese spot on 155th. We probably got food because
I think one of us got food.
But it doesn't make sense that we got food. One, because there was food inside the baby shower. But that's besides the point. For some reason, I was lit. I don't know if they were lit. My bad. I was lit. I don't know if everybody else was lit. But I was lit, and I remember just being in that in
the Chinese spot.
Yeah, in the Chinese spot. I'm just talking to everybody in there. I'm talking to everybody. There's like a few local people sitting there, and I'm just like talking to everybody. I'm just like, I never felt that before. Like I never felt that before. Like the what's it called? Like having your inhibitions,
the social lubricant.
Yeah, social lubricants. Like having that inhibition, like kind of taken away and shit like that. But like I kind of always been like that anyway. But I never felt that something do that for me. You know what I mean?
Like make it easier for you to just slide in. Yeah. That did not sound right, but
so yeah, I remember I was bugging there. Everybody was kind of looking at me. Not everybody, but like the people I was with, I remember, and like my friends, they were like kind of looking at me like, oh shit, what the hell? Like they didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. But
I don't remember much. I thought you were chilling. Like
I was dead ass talking to random people.
I felt like after that we went somewhere else too. Like because I think it closed like not too. It didn't stay open too late. We probably went somewhere else. Probably went to the crib and shit. Play some Halo.
Yeah. After that, we went back to your block on 180th.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting outside for a little bit. And at that point, I wasn't lit no more. Like I only had like a couple drinks, so it was like I had the feeling. But then by then, it was like I didn't feel nothing no more. So then I was just chilling with them and shit. But it was interesting to like have been lit and then not been lit in the same fucking.
That's
I don't know. It
crazy,
was just weird. It was trippy.
But
that was the first time. That was the first time I
can't
ever
believe
got
you
lit.
remember all of that. Like even going back to the block.
I don't know. Those things live with me, man. Like those are eternal moments. Like I could put myself back in certain moments.
It's like sometimes you think it's like, it's like you could be that type of person where you're like closed off to like, because for example, now that I'm older, I might be more closed off to like, do stuff like that, like gatherings and stuff like drinking, going out drinking with family or friends. Because I might have work, I might have something to do, or I just don't want to like wake up dead the next day type shit. But it's like sometimes it's like, damn, we could be missing out so many more memories. It goes both ways because it's like you use the time wisely. Like I could be home getting some good work done, and it's like that's productive.
It has to make sense with you. It has to resonate with you in that moment.
But aren't you like kind of like? Doesn't it feel like great that like or good that you were just in that moment? Like we knew each other through like so many connections. Like like how I always tell you, like we fucking looking back and so how you able to connect all these dots. Like how do we know all these people? How do we like we like our families like somehow like back then that shit was like remember we used to go to Andre's house. That shit was home, bro. Like if we went there and we hadn't eaten, like we gonna eat. Like his mom is about to cook a bunch of food or do a bunch, like we'll show up with fried chicken. Remember we used to go to a fried chicken spot?
We used to go there all the time.
We used to show up with a fried chicken like bag and shit. She said, like, ¿pa qué compraron comida? Pero hay comida. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. That was dope. And then we used to play Halo
But again, that's crazy how that was literally like a lifetime ago. Like people got kids. Like everything has changed. People don't even live in the same spots no more. Everything has changed, but we still like everybody's still fucking pushing on and continuing to create. Because at the end of the day, this whole experience is a fucking creation. Like it's a what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's a creation that can only be created by everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna like you can't just stop. You have to continue. You have to continue.
It creates itself. Like it's just.
It's a community effect in a way. Like everything that's created right now is like it was brought forth by all of us.
And isn't it kind of like interesting how I feel like now things have changed in terms of growing up. I remember to me it was kind of weird that in like 6th or 7th grade I used to know this girl, this classmate. I think her name was Mabel. She was a nice, sweet girl. But to me, it was weird that she told me, she's like, I think our math teacher, she's like, our math teacher used to go to school with my mom or with my dad or like something like that. But it's like, to me, it was difficult for me to put it together. Like, wow, like what? Like what? So my teachers, like, to us, because it's like our teachers were like in the 30s. I don't know, like to us, it just sounded like something like, wow, they're old or this and that. But it's like looking back at it now, it's like, like somebody could be like, I know Andrea from when we like just how we like like we were talking about this the other day. Like you're like, yo, like one day people are gonna be like, yo, like Indigo, like I can't believe you know Achilles, or Achilles, I can't believe you know Indigo. And it's like to us, we're like, yo, all I know this is fucking motherfucker like for fucking 200 years. But like to us, it's like you grew up like that. And it's like it's so weird. But then when you see it from other perspectives, like either like, you know, our nieces and nephews and stuff that are growing up, they might be like, yo, like my uncle is this person. And I don't know. To me, it's interesting, but it's like now that we have social media and like things are different, it's like I feel like we're able to stay connected with a little bit more people than before. Before, like I feel like if you moved out of town or changed your phone number, you forget about it. Like
like at a certain age, because social media wasn't.
Technically, because it hadn't caught up.
Like before a certain age, if you disappeared, I have no clue about what you forget about.
You forget about people, and it's like it's not until you go to old school pictures and shit, like
or even link up with people that
or you find them somewhere
that you used to hang out with in that time, or
Facebook suggests someone that you haven't seen in years. I don't know how fucking Facebook is something else. Like that shit. It's
to a point where they be suggesting me people that like are connected through mad people, but I don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, they be doing that like all the time for me. The funny thing is that when when you're in a work setting too, like they know the people that show up in that area, I guess because of GPS, of course, and they track it and they know like, oh, this person works there because they're here fucking 5 days out of the week. So what do? They suggest your coworkers to each other. Because there's no way, some of the coworkers that I had in the past, we've never been connected. We don't have no connection. So the fact that it shows up, it's something. It's either hearing us.
They also have phone numbers too. So like if you save a phone number on your phone, like for some reason they'll show up on, I think, right? They'll show up on your, like suggested or some shit like that on Facebook.
Yeah, that shit is scary.
Yeah, don't give out your number to just anybody, man.
But like, compared to back then where it was, like somebody moves out of town, change their numbers. Like, I remember this ever happened to you, like, back then when I was young, like second grade or third grade or first, I don't know. But like, I had like a little girlfriend in class, and like there's always like that one cute girl that you're trying to get her number, and like you finally get the balls to like chill with her, like talk to her because she's mad cute, and like you fucking shy as a little ass kid. So then you get their number, like you'll talk to them and stuff, and it's like that felt so like, I don't know, like back then it's like, yo, I got her number, like I could talk to her outside of school. And like, it was some little dumb shit, like, oh, what you doing, and this and that.
But that was like the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing in the moment.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, big talk. I'm about to talk to this girl. I'm so nervous. Like that shit was like, it was just fucking weird. Like the feelings back then, I felt like we were experiencing it for the first time. Yeah, those are the things that you were experiencing for the first time.
They were less familiar.
Yeah, so it's like that shit used to like, yo, that shit, but it felt great because it's like, yo, like, I don't know.
Yo, I got a question for you. Who was the first girl that you liked
that I liked?
In your life?
In my life?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you remember that far back?
I definitely know, like in first grade, I used to like a girl. I thought this girl was cute. Her name was Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I actually got her phone number too. We ended up talking.
Beans, like, that's the story you was telling right now.
I guess, yeah, it was. I'm like, yo, like we got to speak to but it was like,
asking for somebody's number in first grade, young goat in the
you used to be like, yo, I don't know how to do the third math problem. Like, can we say
but that's it, yo.
Nah, I don't know how
that was me in high school though.
But it was like, it was all like just kids having fun and shit, just like. And it was like, to me, it was like also like, it was kind of weird because back then you had like one house phone, so it's like you're on the phone. Like we were so limited, bro. So it's like
it made everything that much important. Like, that much more important.
Yo, like it's 6. Let me call her at 6 because she's I don't know. Like it had to be a mission. Like, oh, I'm gonna call you at 6. Can you pick up the phone at 7? You gotta tell them to pick up the phone because you don't want their mom to pick up. The mom be like, ¿Y quién eres tú?
Remember how lit it was though, just talking on the phone to like the girl, like your friends or the girl that you like, and talking to them all the time. That shit was different.
Remember when we discovered you could have like 3 or 4 phone calls at the same time or some bullshit? Like we discovered the whole, like we'll get on. You're like, yo, we'll play. Hey, like I don't remember, like me, you, and Fox. We're like, yo, what time we meeting up to play baseball at the local? Like it was crazy, man. I made it texting, but it was like, that's interesting, man. Times have changed.
So the first girl that I liked.
Oh, where I down, baby.
It was very early on. Like I was, all right. So there's I'm gonna tell 2 stories. So one of them is
he's a lover boy.
None of it I remember. Like it was stories that they had to tell me later on. Oh, but when I was like when I had to be like a year old. No, not a year, maybe like 2 or 3 years old. I guess I was in Head Start with this girl, and we were growing up in Head Start together, and we were just like always together. And apparently my mom told me like a little bit after that, like not a little bit, when I couldn't understand and shit like that. And then when I was older, she used to always bring up, oh, remember this girl? Remember this girl? You know you asked her to marry you, right? And I was a little ass kid. I was like, I had to be like 2, 3 years old. And not like Damn. I knew that I just liked being with her. Yeah. And we used to always be together. Nice. So apparently I asked her to marry me and to marry me when we get older and shit like that. Like so from early on that I don't remember. Yeah. That I always heard the stories about. That I guess that was the first girl I liked. Her name was Shalea. Shout out to you, Shalea.
Nice. That wasn't so. Oh no, you said Head Start.
That was like a Head Start. Yeah,
that's fire.
And so that was the first one. The second one, it was like probably around the same time, just a little bit like maybe like first grade or like kindergarten or some shit. I remember we went on a trip, so you get to see the whole school on the trip because everybody's going on that trip. So you see classes that you never seen. Yeah.
Yo, look at that cute girl.
Yo, so there was a girl all the way over there. I think she was like a grade higher than me, but a grade higher at that time is like she was a adult compared to me, right?
That's what I felt. Yo, a fucking kindergarten, like looking at a first grader, like yo, they mad mature, bro. Like
that. So it was like that, but this. Yo, she was fire, and I feel like she probably like molded my taste in women for time after that. But I remember I just like, yo, I fucking like that girl. And I kind of went down this road where it was like in my head, I'm like, yo, how the fuck am I even gonna get that? So it was just kind of like a fantasy. Like I never even got to speak to the fucking girl. I feel like that was the first. But
that was an experience in its own. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like we all experienced that. At one point.
That vibe probably stuck with me too. Like I would like girls, but I probably would never say nothing because like I felt like they were unattainable or whatever.
Yeah,
like maybe. True. So like, cause at that time, like I don't know, so. A whole different age, man.
It's meant to be, whatever is meant to be.
But yeah, those are the first 2 girls that I like.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So you didn't even get her
I probably never even spoke to that girl.
Damn. When did you record your first song?
I recorded my first song in my house.
Which one was that? Was that a YouTube freestyle you uploaded?
Oh shit. Damn, if you're gonna count those,
that's what I'm saying.
I thought it was like recorded like on the studio. I know. Like in the studio.
It makes it difficult because it's like, where do you count it as my first song?
I could count it there.
We could count the remixes as I mean, they weren't, but it's also me as a producer. Like I don't really do vocals like that, so it's like but I do ideas and shit. But
that's tough though, because they could also be like high school putting in my away messages, like poems and shit like that.
True.
Well, true. I'm not, but I guess that's not recording though. That's different. All right, so recording.
Putting on your way. You know what I used to put on your way messages? Used to put Jamaican songs, lyrics.
For real?
Reggae songs. And
nah,
yeah, for real. We used to like put anything. We always like putting music lyrics and shit. So walk the money,
Yo, I took so much pride in like whatever would be in my way. Like you put so much effort. You communicate with people that way too. Like if you was mad at a girl or whatever, you'd be like, yo,
it is what it is.
Yeah, like you put that, it is what it is. Or some shit like, yo,
there's more fishes out in the sea though.
You put like a status of how you feel in that moment.
Like word, dot.
I would get at people with my away messages. I would like if me and a girl going through something.
You remember when that person like that you was waiting for would get online. Yo. And it was like whether it was your boy or
the world.
We used to get online like, yeah, this motherfucker's online. Let me hit him up. Yo, you worked on any mixes?
Yo, there used to be this girl. It was the worst. Yo, that bitch never got online, yo. I used to have the meanest crush on her, but we weren't in the same class. I couldn't bag or whatever. So when she would get, I was like, I needed that. You
had to take your shot back then, bro. You had to take your shot when they got online, because like you don't know when they might sign in again.
And guess what? For me, it was like, they're signed in for like a minute or 2 minutes, and they out. But what the fuck? I've been on this shit all day to see if you got on, bitch. And you come in for a minute at one day out of the fucking 5 days that I've been camping out here trying to talk to you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Times were interesting, man. But yeah, when do you feel like you recorded your first song?
All right. Like you said, probably on my sister's laptop on like iVideo, I don't even know, like the shit that you could record on the MacBook. So she had a MacBook. She was in the future at that time. I was like 17.
Yeah,
I was like 17 or 18.
She had a good swag. She had mad sneakers and shit.
Yeah.
she lived she had kind of had like the lifestyle that we had, but like she was a little bit older, so she was
Yeah.
experiencing it. But like she used to go to parties, like dope ass parties. And
It was like a blessing too, because like whatever was like ahead of like I had the access to that, and it was so close to access. So like that should make me even cooler. Like when I go to school, because I know what's going on up there. You know what I mean?
A little bit. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that was definitely a blessing.
That's fire.
But So I recorded on her MacBook. I recorded just like a video of me rapping the shit that I just wrote to like a Nas song. I think at first it might have been like, it was super boom, always boom bap, and it might have been like Nas One Blood was one of the first one. It was like, yeah. So that was the oldest YouTube videos. Then later on, I'll make a couple more YouTube videos when I started really writing and putting fucking bars together, like 16 to 32 all at once.
Yeah, I remember.
Like I was writing like crazy, like, and that shit was so fun to me.
Remember what's his name? The Jungle.
Yeah, the Jungle.
Freestyle.
That was the first song I ever put out.
Yeah, one is that one like that's
the first
when,
recording.
Like, yeah, you established it as in.
That's when I felt like I could put my work out.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's when I decided to like put
you
myself
went in on
out
that
there.
shit, yo. Gotta listen to that shit.
But yeah, the first time I recorded just on my sister's MacBook, and it was fucking ever since then, never stopped.
Sure, you still figuring.
And I wasn't even trying to be a rapper. Like I was just, I like doing it.
It's like that fucking. It's like a little itch that is like, what the fuck? Like I remember it'll be nice outside, and it's like family, friends, and people are chilling, but it's like, why am I inside? Like fucking doing this? Like it was kind of weird, but it's like. To you, it's not weird though, because this is what I want to do. Like, you know, I don't want to be outside right now. I was just, you know, that's interesting, man. But
I was always, for me, I always been a homebody. Like I was home all the time, and I used to love it too. Like for example, fucking my mom would be working throughout the summer, like because she worked in the Department of Education, so she would work.
So you prefer to stay home? Even though you had the free
at a certain point, I got tired of it. Like when I got a little bit older, but like at that time, I loved it because me and my sister would just be home. We'd be home playing games. We'll be watching TV all day. Like it was like we had the world to create everything. Yeah. Like and we're home and we don't have to worry about nothing. Mom's gonna be home in a few. She gonna cook for us. Like we don't care about food. Like we eat because she brings that shit to us. But it's like we just in that world. So
you don't think back of all that shit. It's like, wow.
So I love being indoors because of that. Because like, but then at a certain point, I got a little bit older, and like I got to the point where I think 8th grade, where it was like I'm about to hit high school. Like I want to fucking go out and I want to play basketball. I want to like during the summer. Like I don't want to just fucking stay home. I got tired of like it was like kind of like I grew out of just being home and just like playing video games and shit like that. I grew out of that and I was like, yo, I want to do shit. So I remember like telling my mom, like, yo, sign me up for this Boys and Girls Club shit. I went for like one day. That shit was like in the Lower East Side back when that shit was bad. So
what was that for? For baseball?
It was like this community center. It was a community center that and that was like I think right before I met you guys too.
Or still what?
So
like help out with
so they had like a gymnasium that you could play basketball. They had like a room to watch movies.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was in the summertime.
Yeah, I remember.
Like
I was in one of those in my school.
Yo, so that was the first time ever. I only went for like 1 or 2 days, but it was like I loved it. But like that shit was so far. So I remember my mom was telling me like, yo, and my dad too, like, yo, like watch out down there, it's bad. And I never knew. Like I didn't know anything. Like I never been past like 42nd Street.
That and it's like, but as a kid, like we never.
Nothing looks dangerous to us.
Yeah, we don't experience it from that point of view. Yeah. But it's so good that you don't as a kid because it's like you don't need like that's why you got your parents. Like they're gonna be stressed because they see more and they know what's out there. But it's like you as a kid, you shouldn't be having to deal with that stress. And it's like that's why it's so bad for kids that grow up in bad communities, in bad communities and shit like that. Because it's like. Kids shouldn't be having to deal with stress like that, like having to be careful not to get beat up or shot up or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, as kids, like we never saw that trouble. Like it's true because it's like we did so many things. Like we took the train at fucking 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5 a.m, like,
and it was nothing. It was from a night of having fun.
Yeah, and it's like we just like it's like we were protected, like the whole.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, yo. What the fuck?
Right? Isn't that me? I remember. Jairo and I used to go to parties, bro, in Brooklyn. We used to live in Washington Heights, and we had to fucking take the A train for like 2.5 hours almost. Like, it was just bad. Like just to get home, because back then we were also broke. Like, we probably had like a part-time job, if anything, and probably we had allowances. Like, some of us, like, maybe we weren't working at the time because we were going to school. So, whatever we had, like, saved up or our parents gave us, that's the cab money right there. A cab is like $60 to get home. You gonna take a cab or a train? That's crazy, man. Times were good back then.
Times are always good, man. Like, there's gonna be a point where we're talking the same about right now.
About right now, right? Like, yo,
like how we're doing.
Remember we recorded that Big Dog. Big Dog.
Yeah, man. This that ass big talk, though. Exactly what I was looking to do.
You know what's interesting though? Like the fact that we have a mobile setup, we could do this shit from anywhere. We could do it from fucking go to Mexico. We do this shit again from Mexico. Fuck it, let's take another trip to Mexico right now. Imagine, like, yo, we gotta but because this is easy to. Oh, we need to stand. So that's the only thing.
We could put this shit like I have a big maleta in my mom's, like a big maleta, so it could fit.
But as a carrier, like pa tirar.
Like, yeah.
Fuck it.
I have a big.
We'll put if it's worth bringing the setup, we definitely pay the extra money to check in the bag.
Facts.
Fucking throw a speaker while we
this,
out there now. Imagine.
I enjoyed this.
Fire, yeah.
This was fun.
We did like,
and we I feel like we didn't even touch all the topics that we could have too.
We just talking nonsense and shit.
It's what it is.
Good
big
nonsense.
Talk. Like I feel like all we had to do was just like dive in and we was good from there.
Big muñeño talk. You see, when we did that podcast in my spot that time, that's kind of like how I wanted it to be. Just like, and it was like, it wasn't like scripted. Like it was just like we had fun and shit. We just chill. We voiced our opinions on what we thought shit would be like with COVID and shit like that. And boy, were we wrong. We thought we would be close for 2 weeks. We were close for a whole year.
But we're still kind of close. I've been cracking my knuckles like crazy.
Shit is getting better though. We supposedly,
Hopefully everything starts opening up. I start doing these shows. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to doing some shows.
To do shows?
Yeah.
I remember you.
I haven't done a show in a long time.
I remember you decided to stay away from them for a while.
I did. But now when I do another show, it'll be like a show that I put on.
You want to say why you decided like to put them aside for it?
We could get into that.
Or we could say if it's a long. I know it probably goes.
It'll probably go into a long story.
It's up to you.
Nah, it's cool. We'll save it for the next episode.
Yep.
I feel like either way, we're gonna have a lifetime of fucking.
I don't know if my mic is being staticky because this fucking cable is.
You might want to fight you.
Yeah. Felachena. It should be good.
It's lit, mi gente. It's been a beautiful night.
Why you had to grab the mic for that shit? You could have just got close to it how you did.
I was performing right there.
Picked it up like a pulga.
Yo,
but yeah, so
sick boys.
So yeah, big talk. Yeah, I'm trying to get this away from the camera because I feel like it's right in the camera, blocking my eyes. So big talk could be anything. It sounds staticky. You hear it staticky? No. There's better.
I've never heard staticky.
I hear big talk could be anything in the sense of like, I mean, anything, but we could just do it anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Anywhere, and it's about anything.
Yeah, and it could be like with anybody.
It's just how we feel.
It might be you like with someone else one day, or me with someone else. Like, I feel like it should be
that facts. That'd be dope.
It should be, a platform of itself.
It could be somebody fucking else.
It could be
besides being
it could
you.
be a hashtag. It could be a thing, like a subcategory of. I don't know, man. It's weird because then it gets into what conversations are considered to fall within that category of big talk type. I don't know. That's going deep into it. But point is, I mean,
big talk.
What? But what's the point of big talk? That's just big talk, just being real and just talking from experiences. And sometimes we feel like we might not have enough to share, or like we feel like our life experiences are not enough.
Here's what I think. I think big talk is shying away. Not shying away. Yeah, fuck it. Big talk is like shying away from just like having a surface level conversation.
Yeah.
Big talk is like
big talk.
You're just being yourself 100%, no matter what it is in that moment. Big talk is like not having like feeling yourself fucking like Fly, the song that I just dropped. Like Fly. Yeah. Like that song is really just like about against all odds, against any odd you want to put against yourself. It's just like, yo, you feeling yourself, you feel good, and you're just being yourself. That's when you fucking feel healthy, when you feel good. It's like big talk is feeling good and just being who you are, and whatever comes from that, that's what comes from it.
And just knowing that, you're ready, you got that shit, like you always had it and shit.
No small talk, big talk.
You always had it. Like sometimes we feel like, oh no, I never had the sauce, or esto lo otro, I felt this or this and that. Nah, bro. If you fucking look back in time, there's a bunch of shit you done that you're like, one day I wanted this, one day I wanted this house, one day I wanted this car, one day I wanted this job, and I got there. So it's like just put it in perspective and other things that you still want to achieve and shit, and just don't
Big
shy
talk.
away from like that big talk, the big
talk.
goals.
Don't
and shit
don't
like
shy
that.
away from talking that big talk because
Talk to yourself if you have
ain't
to.
nobody
like,
gonna talk that big talk but you. You gotta talk
Facts.
that big talk for yourself and for others, and
if you
it's
don't
just gonna
talk,
fuel you
if you
and
don't,
others.
if you don't talk that big talk with yourself, others are gonna do it for you, and it's not gonna be big talk necessarily. Like depending on the circle of friends that you have, it might be shit talk,
Small talk, yo.
small talk.
If you
bad
think
talk.
if you think about it, small talk is just talk to fucking pass time. There's no fucking point.
Yeah.
There's no fucking point in small talk.
yeah,
Like it's
I
like,
never-
it's like an intermission. It's like being in the elevator with people that you don't know and shit like that.
awkward, yo. Like it's like me today. I took the elevator with this girl that like we were walking for like a whole block together, and we eventually went to the same apartment. But that's the same apartment.
Yeah,
nah, but by that,
Hey yo.
yeah, we went to the same building. Like she came to to the same building where I live at, and we went to take the elevator, and I'm nice, so it's like I just don't like being quiet. Like I'll be quiet, but like once I'm leaving the elevator, I like to say, "Oh, have a good night, have a great night, have a good evening."
You got to.
Yeah, I just feel like especially if they're neighbors or their guests, whatever. I don't care.
Even if they don't say shit back.
Yeah, it's like
That's how I feel.
Yeah, it is
I do
what
that
it
shit
is.
all the time.
But yeah, I basically did that, but it was like the floor right before mine. So I'm like, have a good night. And then, I'm like,
You
oh,
still
this
have
is
to wait.
wrong floor. Let me go back. Okay, that was awkward. Okay, this time for real. Have a good night.
You said that.
Nah, I didn't say that, but I'm like, okay, one more floor. Okay, one more floor. He said that the guy pressed the button for the gym, and it was great. He couldn't even get in the elevator because it's 2 people per elevator. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
yeah,
for
our
you.
elevators are smaller, so
It's for you.
had to wait. So how we got into fucking
Yo, shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Heido. I appreciate y'all for every opportunity y'all brought to us. And I appreciate y'all friendship. And I appreciate
Big
you guys. I appreciate everybody watching this right now.
And Scotty boy.
Yo, shout out Scotty. But again, I appreciate everybody watching this because if you're watching this because you fucking want to. I ain't tell you to come. If you got this far, I appreciate you. And thank you for sharing this moment of time with us. And I love you.
Yeah. Hopefully the quality of everything is not as bad as we just winged this shit. Like how long ago we decided we just like
yesterday?
You said like this week. Yeah, yesterday because you're like we're gonna have a session.
The day that you came over.
Yeah, we're gonna have a session in the studio.
And then we
decided like just coming up over here, and then look at the time, 3 a.m, 3:15.
It's way better than having to take a cab from over there right now.
Yeah, I would have been cooked right now.
But again, we can have this shit anywhere, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was great, and that's why it's big talk.
But yeah, we fuck with y'all. Big talk. Holla at y'all.
See y'all next time.
See y'all next time. Love y'all.